Moving on to debate number 2. It's raining threats and Gaalis this political season, and this time leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi is on target. First, it was Union Minister Ravneet Singh Bittu's controversial #1 terrorist comment. Bittu had made the remark while responding to Rahul's comments on Sikhs during his US visit. After that attack, a series of vitriolic comments have followed by other BJP leaders and its allies. Shiv Sena MLA Sanjay Gaikwad offered 11 lakh rupees bounty for anyone who cuts Rahul Gandhi's tongue. UP Minister Raghurat Singh repeated the #1 terrorist attack, and now in the last 24 hours, more leaders have jumped on the bandwagon. BJP MP from Maharashtra, Anil Bonde, said Rahul's tongue should be burnt for his comments. The list doesn't end here, with BRS leader KTR also making a snide remark on Rahul Gandhi. He said that in Himachal, CM has admitted that the state government has no money and that they are planning to cultivate ganja.
राहुल गांधी खुद देश के #1 टेररिस्ट।
राहुल गांधी इस देश का #1 आतंकवादी है।
जो इसकी जिवा छटेगा, मैं उसको 11 लाख का इनाम दूंगा।
तर जीभ छाटू नये, पण जिभेला चटके मात्र दिले पाहिजे।
राहुल गांधी जैसा हमेशा बोलते रहेगी, तो मेरी सूचना ये है कि राहुल गांधी का पासपोर्ट रजिस्टर के अंतर्गत करना चाहिए।
कंट्री वाइड पॉलिसी लीजिए, एक राहुल गांधी गांजा स्कीम करके एक नया स्कीम ला लीजिए।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Let's go across to our guest, Siddharth Yadav, spokesperson of the BJP, continues to be with us. We have Suziben Shah, spokesperson of Shiv Sena, the Shinde faction. Kamruzaman Chaudhary is also with us on the broadcast. Direct question, Siddharth Yadav, what has your party done about these motor mouth netas, or does your party endorse it?
We absolutely do not endorse it. We are of the very clear stance that respectable language should be maintained in politics, and it should be maintained by everybody. From every faction of government. We are a very mature democracy, and every party and every leader has to practice it. And we as a party, we always do. But questions should also have to be asked. When people who say कि मैं प्रधानमंत्री की बोटी काट दूंगा, they are given Rajya Sabha tickets, they are made national secretaries in their parties, they are promoted and they are applauded. When such things happen, same questions arise. When people if I make a list of what the Prime Minister has been subject to in terms of abuses after 2009, I think more than 120 Gaalis have been given.
Is that the reason why? Is that the reason why you're not reprimanding? Is that the reason why you're not reprimanding, pulling up those netas who are making such irresponsible comments, and not just irresponsible? These are open threats.
No, definitely. I've made it very clear, Swati, that we do not endorse such statements. Whatever actions have to follow according to the rules and regulations of the party, and also according to the legal obligations, everybody is, open, and everybody is going to be subject to
We'll
such,
wait to see. We'll wait to see, Siddharth Yadav,
This is point
if
number one.
disciplinary action is taken by the party. We also have Advocate Kapil Madan on the show. Advocate Kapil Madan, the Congress cannot take a moral high ground today, or make any issue out of this, because like Siddharth Yadav was pointing out, several such Gaali episodes have been witnessed in the past, where such Gaalis and jibes have been taken, personal remarks at the Prime Minister as well. So what is Congress party talking about?
Well, when we talk about these kind of issues in any kind of a political discourse, there is a certain line which, nobody should cross, and it should be across parties. Let me say it, be it Congress, be it BJP, be it TMC, be it, anything. I mean, we all saw when our Honorable Prime Minister was campaigning in Bengal, how he was using statements like Didi oh Didi, and, it didn't suited the stature of the office that the Honorable Prime Minister holds. So I would say I will not make this as a partisan debate. I would say yes, in a public discourse, there should be a level of decency and a mutual respect. Yes, of course you can criticize. Yes, of course you should criticize on the policies. And if someone has not adhered to any, policy decisions or anything, you can seek accountability. But there is a certain threshold which, no one, and I say no one should cross. And in this case, I would say our Honorable Prime Minister has on certain occasions have crossed these lines.
Okay, and to say Hitler ki maut marega and the niche comments and Boti kar denge. Nobody crossed the line.
I am condemning. I am saying, in fact, whomsoever has made these kind of remarks, I am condemning it. It should not have happened.
Should not have happened.
In the same breath.
Okay. Ms. Shah, does it suit?
Just a minute.
Okay.
In the same breath, when our Honorable Prime Minister has made these kind of mocking statements against Mamata Banerjee ji when he was campaigning in Bengal, he again, when called Mrs. Sonia Gandhi as Congress ki vidwa.
Okay.
Certain occasions, not once, not twice, there were certain occasions.
So, Ms. Shah, is it okay? Is it okay to make such comments? Sanjay Gaikwad announced a bounty of 11 lakh to anyone who chops off the tongue of Rahul Gandhi. Is it okay to make such comments because the other party is making such comments?
You asking me?
Yes.
Yes. Good evening and thank you for having me on the show. Good evening to all your viewers as well. You see, I will tell you this, that firstly, such languages, as Mr. Yadav rightly said, is not the right way of addressing the politicians and the leaders of the parties, and especially the people's representatives should be careful about it. As far as Sanjay Gaikwad is concerned, our CM, Honorable Shri Eknath Rauji Shinde, has distanced himself. He's a Pramukh Neta of our party, and also has called upon him not to use such languages. But in the same breath, I must also tell you this, that with great power comes great responsibility. When Shri Rahul Gandhi went to America, he's earlier also gone to England and made some irresponsible statements. But while he was in America, he was on a constitutional post representing the ethos of India. Where going there and talking about falsehoods, complete falsehood as far as Sikh is concerned, that they are not going to be able to go to Gurudwara, not being able to wear kada. Everyone knows it's a false statement.
Does he deserve to be called a terrorist for that? Does he deserve to be subjected to such threats?
Swati, allow me to complete. Now, such statements are endorsed by terrorists. Such terrorists that I would not like to name him and give him false publicity. When such statements are supported by terrorists, right? I mean, it is. Why do you do that? Number one. Number two, as I rightly said, our first statement of mine was that we condemn it. Such language should not be used.
It is very easy. It is very easy to distance yourself and to condemn, but it's very difficult to take disciplinary action to reprimand those netas and set an example. And that's why political parties, I'm not just talking about your party, ma'am, but political parties fail. That's why the political parties fail, because they do not take action and they allow this culture to go on and on. But let me begin, Kamruzaman Chaudhary. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, the point is that nobody today can claim to be holier than thou.
Swati, 1 minute. You are completely right. No two wrongs make one right. But let me tell you this.
Swati, the point is that... come on, it's my turn now. Come on, बैठ जाओ.
I'll come to
बैठ जाओ.
I'll come
बैठ जाओ.
अरे क्यों आप गुस्सा हो रहे हैं?
ये क्या बात हुई?
क्यों गुस्सा हो रहे हैं आप?
तमीज से बात करें.
हाँ, because idiots...
One second, Kamruzaman Chaudhary, now that is not fair. That is not fair.
This is just not done.
Okay, I understand.
Okay.
Now the point...
No, it's not just about understanding. You cannot behave like that, Kamruzaman Chaudhary. Nobody has behaved like that with you on the panel. And I don't allow that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the difference. Swati, that's the difference. That's the difference I wanted to explain to you through this episode. Why I said this? Because abusing somebody, abusing a leader is a different issue. Issuing death threats is another issue. There are instances when such type of death threats are met with the stringent provisions of the UAPA, and people have been arrested for this. Now, why are these idiots of the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Shiv Sena not yet charged under the UAPA? Because they deserve it. Swati, they deserve
What about,
it.
and I don't want to, no,
when
you
Rahul
want
Gandhi
no
issues
name
a
calling, first of all,
statement, the
Kamruzaman
entire
Chaudhary.
ecosystem-
And second of all, there are such elements in the Congress also. Have they been charged with such stringent sections that you're talking about? For saying, Boti Boti ho jayegi, for saying Hitler ki maut marega?
मौत के सौदागर कब्र खोदेंगे
बोलिए।
No, that is not a threat. The
Oh.
11 lakh bounty.
So you're not inciting,
11 lakh
you're not
bounty on
inciting
my
violence when you
leader's
say
head,
Hitler ki
on my
maut marega,
leader
or when you
is
say
not
Boti
is
Boti?
not a language. Yes.
What kind of a justification is that?
That's the point. Swati, there is an ecosystem. Now let me explain out here. There is an ecosystem, a very closed group. They will bring out this thing in the ecosystem and they will try to gaslight the other people. Look, Rahul Gandhi has said this. Now he's an anti-national. He's a terrorist. Brand him like they did Mahatma Gandhi during Shyama Prasad Mukherjee's time. And ultimately the country's first
What parallels are you drawing? What parallels are you drawing?
No,
And
I
these
don't
same
understand.
people,
What parallels are you
these
drawing?
same people, they idolize.
He's completely lost the plot.
That's the point.
Miss Shah, then Siddharth Yadav.
Yeah, that's the point. These people who have issued death threats, why are they still not behind bars? Well, the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Shiv Sena and all other like-minded parties should be answerable to the courts. We have filed cases in different parts of the country and let's see how far
Kamruzaman Chaudhary, now please extend the
You remember
courtesy,
the
let your
incident of
co-panelists
Bittu
speak.
Sharma when
You have
blasphemous-
one second, you have no answers on such statements that have been made provocative that can incite violence that have been made by those affiliated with the Congress. But you will lecture other parties.
Nobody issued a death threat.
Miss Shah.
Nobody issued
Miss
a
Shah.
reward. Nobody
आप
issued
तमीज से
death
बात
threat.
करना सीखे
Kamruzaman Chaudhary, now allow her to speak.
Swati, the whole point here is, ek to he must know what is etiquette and tamiz is. Maybe he's forgotten, but be as it may. What I want to try to tell you is that while you are anti-BJP, that's your political right, that's a political ideology, but you can't be anti-India. Whether his statements against China, his statement against reservation, what does it talk about? And that too in the foreign soil. What
But
he
Miss
meant,
Shah, he can be countered with, he can be fact-checked.
No.
He
He
needs
can
a
be
different
fact-checked.
level of
As I said,
IQ to understand
no, that
Rahul
was-
Gandhi.
Okay, one
अगर
second.
ऊपर का दुकान आपका खाली है तो
अरे
समझो
कमरुज़मान
कैसे?
चौधरी, आज आप क्या बोले जा रहे हैं? क्या बोले जा रहे
बात कर रहे
हैं?
हैं।
प्लीज, वो आपसे बहुत तमीज से बात कर रही है. What do you mean by ऊपर का दुकान खाली and things like that?
You
और
abuse
किसी के
my
पास इतना
leader
वक्त
and
नहीं.
you come
एक
on
सेकंड,
TV
किसी
and
के
defend.
no, one second. One second, Kamruzaman Chaudhary, you cannot use that language. You cannot address the co-panelists in that
Apologize.
manner. What has happened to you today?
Apologize.
Why are you behaving like that? Miss Shah.
Yeah, I mean, basically,
No,
the
what
viewers
has
will judge
Rahul
who's
Gandhi
upar ki
said
dukaan khali.
What has Rahul Gandhi said?
Now enough, Mr. Chaudhary, enough now, please. It's not your turn to speak. Miss Shah, then Siddharth Yadav.
What I'm trying to tell you here is that what Rahulji said, it was his first call when he made such statements which are far from reality. He was trying to whip up frenzy, whip up a narrative which was a false narrative. He asked for it. The first statement that I made was that such statements by political leaders, political representatives should be shunned.
But then what do you mean by he asked for it, ma'am?
No, our leaders.
Miss Shah, what do you mean by he asked for it?
Because the kind of false statements that he made about Sikhs.
So is one allowed to call him a
Is it?
terrorist
Now you
and to
tell
say
me,
he will
Swati.
meet the same fate as his grandmother?
Swati, let them, no. Grandmother, as far as Indiraji is concerned, she's a martyr and I think everyone looks up to her. What he meant about Indiraji is losing the election. She lost the election. No. Let us
No, to
understand the
say
way of
that
interpretation.
on one hand you're condemning and then you're saying he asked for it
Because it
is
can be also
equal to agreeing with those
I'm
comments,
not
is
defending.
equal to justifying
I'm
them.
not defending
Siddharth Yadav, nobody can claim to be holier than the other. There are several examples, whether it's
Absolutely.
BJP
Don't do wrong
or
with
whether
that.
it's Congress, that such leaders have not been reprimanded, and even if action has been taken, it has been a token action. Siddharth Yadav.
They should go to the police, file a complaint.
Swati, I'll second that. First of all, I have to comment on how Mr. Chaudhary is responding today. We are debating on how, what should be maintained as a decorum in politics, about words, what should be spoken for politicians, and what should, the kind of language should be used. If on your debate, he's saying to his co-panelists as idiots, "Upar ki dukaan khali hai," I think he doesn't even deserve a reply. But I'm very sure the political ideology that he supports, I hope there are more, smarter people than him, and I'm going to respond to them. Now, the point number one, it is, I do not, it's very clear on the fact that this kind of language should not be used, Swati. There's no doubt in that. My point is, I'll ask you just pinpointed question. When Rahul Gandhi says, "Is Pradhan Mantri ko dande padenge," the recent statement.
Yeah.
Is Pradhan Mantri ko dande padenge? It's a threat on the security.
Yes.
He's calling for an attack. What did the Prime Minister respond? When Sanjay Raut says, "Ye Pradhan Mantri Aurangzeb hai," Aurangzeb, one invader who invaded India.
But Siddharth, such statements are not acceptable. But when they are made by your party men of Congress, when it is made by the congressmen, why is no disciplinary action taken? That's why, like I said, the political parties fail and then perhaps lose the right to point fingers at other political parties. Also, Kamruzaman Chaudhary, you started your argument by saying that you were just trying to tell people the difference between a threat and abusive language. You've gone horribly wrong there. Thank you very much, Ms. Shah and gentlemen, for joining us.